baby, like, ooh, it's all another flower lay. The sun goes around the state. Can't wait for the long day. Cause baby, like, ooh, it's all another flower lay. The sun goes around the state. Can't wait for the long day.
You join us from Columbus, Ohio, right in the middle of the Ohio State University's campus. I'm here and Sam is here with me for my grad visit weekend. So for those of you that are unaware, when you get accepted into a PhD program, or at least an engineering PhD program, that's all I can speak for, the schools will invite you out, wine and dine you for the weekend or just a few days so that you can see their school, see their facilities, talk to their faculty, learn more about the program, and decide if that school is the right fit for you for your PhD. So I'm here at Ohio State for the next few days. This is my third visit out of 5 total visits. I've previously done Northeastern, which was just a few days ago, and BU, or Boston University, which was a few days before that. So it's been a pretty busy week, but we are here now in Columbus. This is the first time that either Sam or I step foot in Ohio, and we're pretty excited. There's not too much on the agenda for today and tonight. It is just around 4 p.m. and the only thing I have is a dinner kind of party social mixer at around 6. It's always kind of fun seeing how many students were admitted, how many students are visiting. So we'll have to wait and see. But Sam, do you have any plans for tonight?
I don't know, just hang out, probably get some good food. I'm here to kind of more scout out Columbus since both of us have never been. So that's my job. Her job is to be smart.
Oh, stop it. But sounds good. I will see you when I see you.
Cause baby, like, ooh, it's all another flower lay. The sun goes around.
All right, so I did a poor job at keeping you all updated on what exactly happened during this Ohio visit. So I am here after the fact just to kind of voice over and explain everything that I filmed, everything that happened over the course of the entire visit. So like I mentioned, that first night I had a fun little dinner with some of the grad students and faculty members. This just took place in their main chemical engineering building, and they had pizza brought in from a local restaurant, tons of like soda. And one thing that I remember is when I walked through the door, I was immediately like greeted. Everyone was super high energy, like, hey, what's up? What's your name? Where are you from? And like I had a whole group of grad students right there to welcome me. They brought us these little goodie bags that had a really cute knit beanie in there because of course we have to represent the Ohio State. And yeah, just overall had some really good conversations and kind of broke the ice with the rest of the prospective students as well as the rest of the grad students already attending. The next day was kind of a more faculty focused day. So I got dressed in kind of like a business casual type fit. And then we had breakfast with the rest of the cohort, as well as some faculty members right in the hotel. Next up, we all funneled into a conference room for your standard department overview, program overview, going over the classes and requirements that we need to actually graduate with our PhD. And then different faculty members came up and described kind of the 3 main areas of research going on at Ohio. So they had a materials section, a bio section, and a computational section. After that began our faculty meetings. So I had a couple hours in the morning where I just had one meeting, and this happened to be with a professor that I already had a strong connection with because he was my mentor during my research experience at Vanderbilt. He actually brought me around Columbus to check it out, and Sam came with us, so he was able to also witness some of the cool little spots that Columbus has to offer. So we started off going to the German Village part of Columbus, which is really cool, like brick-lined streets. The buildings are beautiful. It just had a really good atmosphere over there. We stopped into a coffee shop called Stauf's Coffee. Just got a simple little drip coffee, but it hit the spot, gave me that caffeine I needed. And that particular location also happened to be right next door to the Book Loft, which is apparently a very iconic place. It has like 32 rooms, all filled with books. It is a book lover's dream. I highly recommend if you've never gone. We got the chance to just take a quick walk through it. I didn't end up buying anything, but given more time, I definitely would have. After that, we toured some of the research facilities, again with that same professor. He brought me around to see where his lab space would be in one of the cancer research centers on campus. And then finally, it was time to meet up with the rest of the group. So I headed over to the Student Union Center, and we actually had lunch at one of the diners like located inside the student center. So this was some really good classic diner food. We had a super long table full of all of the prospective students and a bunch of the grad students as well. I think I had a chicken sandwich, but the highlight was definitely how one of the people got like a giant stack of these chocolate chip pancakes, and they had like peanut butter in between each of the layers. It was so insane. We were like making fun of him for it because he wasn't able to finish it, but it was a lot of food. It looked really good though. That afternoon after lunch, I had a few more of my faculty meetings. I met with 2 other professors, and then we rolled right into lab tours. I was able to go through some of the labs of the professors that I had spoken to. So it's always good to see the space that's occupied by the different lab groups you're going into. For bioresearch, it's pretty boring because a lot of these spaces have just the same equipment and there's nothing really exciting. But it's still good to see where you could potentially be working. Like, does the lab have windows? Is the floor clean? Like, these are all things you want to keep note of. After that, we had a poster session. This took place in the lobby of the main chemical engineering building. And again, I just went up to the posters of the different labs I was interested in and also just asked the grad students different questions. I really like poster sessions because I feel like it's a very informal way to learn about the research and also ask grad students the questions that have been on your mind. At this point, social battery drained. This is like a common occurrence at all these visits. It's a special type of tiredness that like takes over when you've just been talking and socializing and meeting new people all day. No matter how great the interactions are, you just get sleepy. So even with all that considered, we rolled right into dinner. And it was at this really nice Italian place that was a short drive away from campus. They had a couple courses for each of us. I had the filet as my main course, and it was very delicious. And then afterwards, a bunch of the grad students and prospective students headed on over to a neighboring bar where some people had some drinks and we all just chatted and got to know each other a little bit better. And happy to report we made it back to the hotel room before midnight, which was key because we had a very full day planned the next day as well. Whereas the day previously was very much focused on faculty and like official program details, this next day was a little bit more low-key and kind of centered towards the grad student experience and life on campus. So we started off by having a classic of Columbus called Buckeye Donuts for breakfast. I didn't have any donuts because I have some allergies, but I did have a like bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on an English muffin, and it was delicious. It was the perfect breakfast to have after having like a late night the night prior. After that, we had an official campus tour given by a couple of the grad students. This was really cool because Ohio's campus is giant and I would not know where to begin on just like walking around myself and trying to figure out where things are. So of course we had to visit things like the stadium. It's crazy. It was so cool to see a college stadium like that. And we also toured some of the athletic facilities, like their brand new rec center place that has every piece of fitness equipment and space that you could ever want ever. And then we also went to the library and went up to the 11th floor to get a really nice view of campus and Columbus as a whole. We finished up the tour by hitting on a couple of the other spots like the Union and then back on over to that chemical engineering building. And overall, it was a really good way to orient myself and also Sam on the different places around Ohio's campus. And we come to the final aspect of the Ohio State grad visit. Now this is the same day, but all the programming was over. We finished that campus tour right around 12:30, and at this point Sam and I headed off on our own to kind of do our own exploration of Columbus right around campus. So we started off by going to a local park because we wanted to look at some nature, and we just walked around and we used that time to just debrief about the visit and chat. It was really nice to kind of be out in nature for a little while. After that, we were both getting pretty hungry. So we headed off to a Mexican place. I was feeling like I needed some nutrients and some greens, so I actually got like their take on a Caesar salad. It was really good. I know it sounds weird to like order at a Mexican place, but it was really solid. And then Sam had a few tacos and we shared like a bunch of baskets of chips and salsa. And then we went over to the Arena District, which had this really cool place called North Market, I believe, which has a bunch of little like stands of places to get food. It's all like local businesses and eateries that are from the area have like these stands all within this one space. It's really hard to explain, but I hope you get kind of what I'm going for. That was honestly a really fun way to end the trip and to kind of experience Columbus for the final time before heading on over to the airport. At this point, I ended up stopping all recording because Sam and I got to the airport and our flight was delayed, which means we wouldn't have made our connection. So we had to haggle a little bit with American Airlines to try and get on another flight. We're able to schedule it, but we had to spend another night in Columbus right next to the airport. We finally made it home. We had to fly into Boston instead of our like local airport, which is okay, but we made it home the following day. Very tired, but all around such a good trip. And that'll do it for the Ohio State grad visit weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you haven't already checked out the Northeastern and BU visit vlogs, definitely be sure to do so. We'll also have 2 more of these vlogs coming out, so get ready for that because it's gonna be a good time. I hope you all are staying happy, staying healthy out there. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe because it really helps me out, and you don't want to miss the next vlogs that are coming out. It's gonna be good, it's gonna be exciting. I'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye.